So if you've ever followed, the standard advice for dating or for your career, and it just felt off.
Like you're wearing a costume.
Exactly, like you're wearing a costume. Then this deep dive is definitely for you. Because conventional wisdom, it pushes this idealized version of ourselves.
But the sources we dug into today, and it's a pretty uncomfortable mix of dating coaches, comedians, even former sex workers, they all point to the same thing.
Which is?
That surface level performance is actually the fastest way to fail.
Yeah.
In pretty much everything that matters.
So our mission today is a little provocative. We want to expose the hidden rules of attraction, intimacy, and ambition.
We're basically contrasting that fake, superficial effort with the real, often counterintuitive strategies that actually work.
And it all starts with this one central paradox. Why do the people who look like they have it all together, perfect job, the perfect lines, why do they so often fail in relationships?
Well, the people who seem a bit more, unconventional, they just thrive.
And the answer isn't in what they say.
No, not at all. It's in the nonverbal signals. It really just boils down to one word: congruence.
Congruence.
Yeah. The alignment between what you say and what you actually are. If you're inconsistent, you signal instability. And that is unattractive, whether you're talking about dating or, a business deal.
Okay, so let's unpack that. Let's start with the classic nice guy problem. The sources were so clear on this, trying to constantly prove you're a good person.
It comes across like what do one source call it? A slimy sales pitch.
Right. You hear, I'm a sensitive guy, I'd never hurt you, and immediately your BS detector just goes off.
Because it feels like you're compensating for something. A genuinely good person, a secure person, they don't need to explain it. Their actions just show it. And people who are just truthful about who they are, even if they're a bit blunt, are often way more attractive than someone using these, soft rehearsed lines.
That makes perfect sense. It's the difference between trying to convince someone you're valuable and just being valuable. And that leads right into this concept of leading the frame in dating. For anyone listening who might not know that term, what exactly is leading the frame?
It just means confidently guiding the flow of the interaction, taking initiative.
Okay.
If a woman constantly has to be the one to decide the date, to set the pace, or worse, to kind of close the gap between you two,
attraction drops.
It just plummets. Because you're signaling passivity. You're signaling insecurity.
So we're talking about confidence, not aggression. There was that example in the sources about a guy named Zach.
Yeah, that's a perfect illustration.
He just boldly took the woman's hand. No hesitation.
Exactly. It wasn't about being controlling, it was about being certain. Dominant in the sense of initiative. Secure people are drawn to that. They don't want to chase, they want to match energy.
And if that energy is hesitation, they pull back.
They pull back.
Speaking of pulling back, this is where it gets really interesting. What's the secure response when a partner starts creating distance?
The advice is so counterintuitive. You don't adjust your personality. You adjust your access.
Your access.
Right. The anxious response is to chase harder, right? To text more, to try and schedule more. The secure response is to just match their energy. If they're only available once a week, great. You keep your other 6 days busy with your own plans, your own ambitions.
Okay, but wait a minute. How is that not just a passive-aggressive game? A way to manipulate them?
That is the critical distinction. It's secure if you are genuinely busy with your own life. Because you actually value your time and your mission. It's a game if you're just pretending to be busy to make them jealous. The sources say that people who chase are often just running away from themselves. They're not comfortable being alone.
So by adjusting access, you're just prioritizing your own fulfillment. And that in itself signals higher value.
Exactly. But the reason has to be real.
Okay, so let's shift from dating to long-term intimacy. Let's talk about the low or no sex situation. The sources suggest it's basically both partners just getting lazy.
Yeah, the effort just drops off. But there's a really important nuance here for men, and it's that male and female sex drives are, they're fundamentally different.
How so?
Male libido is often this constant driving, gotta get it kind of urge. Female libido, on the other hand, is much more contextual. It requires safety, connection, novelty, the absence of stress. It's not usually this constant force that's demanding release.
So if you once had a great sex life, and then, life gets in the way, kids, stress, whatever, you can get it back. But who has to lead the way?
The sources are very clear on this. The man often has to be the one to lead the way back.
And that doesn't just mean pressuring her for sex.
No, absolutely not. It means initiating non-sexual touch, creating that emotional safety again. It means being present and making her feel desired outside of the bedroom. The solution is holistic. It's not just physical.
This brings us to a really fascinating part of the research, which was drawing on Jungian psychology. It's about what makes sex truly unforgettable for a man.
And it's not the physical performance.
No, it's the emotional disarming before and the emotional presence after.
Yes. What men can't really articulate is this deep, deep need to be witnessed, to be truly seen. The sources say men remember the woman who sees the man, not just the act.
What does that mean, touching his silence?
It means getting to that hidden part of him, the place where he keeps his shame, his fear, his grief. It's not about having a therapy session.
Right.
It's about creating this atmosphere of total safety where he can just drop the mask. That feeling of being seen without judgment, it heals that aching loneliness so many men carry.
And if that connection gets split, if he can't integrate the woman he loves with the woman he desires,
And you get the Madonna whore complex.
which is a heavy psychological concept. Can you define that?
Yeah, it's a psychological split. A man separates women into two boxes. The pure, idealized, non-sexual Madonna, often his partner, and then the devalued, sexualized whore, the object of his primal desire.
So he can't bring his raw, uninhibited sexual side to his partner because that would be, sullying her?
Precisely. So he seeks that raw sexual release somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's a huge driver of infidelity. He just can't integrate love and lust in the same relationship.
And finally, on this topic, female fantasies. Being dominated, threesomes. The sources say the desire is psychological, not literal.
That's the key takeaway. The fantasy of being dominated isn't about actual harm. It's about the psychological release of surrendering control to a man she trusts completely.
She wants decisiveness, not aggression.
Exactly. Forbidden locations. It's the adrenaline, the risk, threesomes. Often that's about a deep desire to be the absolute center of attention, to be desired intensely. It's an emotional driver in a sexual costume.
Okay, so we've seen how congruence and intentional action apply to attraction. Now let's apply that same thinking to ambition and success. Everyone talks about manifestation.
But the sources give a much more strategic, actionable formula for actually getting what you want.
Less woo-woo, more execution.
Way more. Pillar 1 is unapologetic clarity. If you don't know exactly what you want, how is your brain supposed to help you find it?
So we're talking hyper-specific.
Yes. Like knowing the exact street you want to live on. Keeping Zillow boards of houses you can't afford yet.
That clarity then lets you create what the sources called hyper-realistic fantasies.
Right. You make the dream feel real by applying strategy. And the idea here is that luck isn't random.
Luck is exposure to chance.
You have to intentionally put yourself in the path of opportunity and then be prepared when it shows up. Like having your pitch ready for the Shopify guy on the plane. You were prepared, so the chance wasn't wasted.
And this connects directly to the power of quiet action. Working in silence.
It's a massive advantage. It cuts out all the noise, other people's opinions, their fears, their envy. You just execute.
And the success arrives as an undeniable surprise.
Because results speak for themselves. The sources even have these archetypes. The constant whiner and the emotional empath. They're less likely to have huge success because they project emotion onto everything.
Instead of just focusing on the cold, rational fight.
Exactly. Unlike the strategic leader who stays calm, focuses on execution, and just gets it done. Quietly. Effectively.
Okay, we have to move into probably the most complex and uncomfortable section of the material. The correlation between certain behaviors, wealth, and health.
This is critical, and we have to stress the sources we looked at are putting forward a controversial hypothesis. We're just impartially reporting their argument.
And that argument centers on the trait of conscientiousness.
Which is basically being goal-driven, organized, methodical, prioritizing long-term goals over short-term pleasure.
And the hypothesis is that high conscientiousness is so dominant that it makes other systemic factors,
like poverty or poor health, disappear almost entirely.
In other words, organization and self-discipline are the #1 predictor of a positive outcome no matter where you start.
That is the argument they make, yes.
Yeah.
And conversely, they say low conscientiousness combined with a high food drive is the main predictor of obesity. It suggests the biggest leverage point for change is behavior and mindset.
It definitely puts a huge focus on personal accountability.
It does.
Now, bringing it back to attraction, a physique is looked at as an essential threshold.
Yeah, masculine physique is presented as a fundamental prerequisite. They call it an épaulet physique. Healthy, lean, visible muscle. But, and this is a big but, it's only a threshold.
If the behavior is insecure, the attraction is gone.
Immediately. Physique opens the door. Behavior is what keeps you in the room.
And beyond just looks, building muscle is seen as incredibly important for health itself.
Oh, absolutely. The health benefits, better nutrient partitioning, higher metabolism, are an order of magnitude more important than most people realize. It's a congruent action. It's a demonstration of that diligence we were just talking about.
And to close out this section, the sources leave us with this deeply provocative idea that men only truly understand female attraction when they become the man of frame.
It's a brutal truth. It forces you to stop looking at relationships through a lens of fairness and start seeing the fundamental biological drivers, that primal wiring for congruent strength and confidence. It's there, and it can be unlocked once a man hits that attraction threshold. It's a call to become that man.
Wow. So this whole deep dive is really just torn apart conventional wisdom. The common thread through all of this seems to be that authentic power and love in your career, it doesn't come from seeking approval.
No, it comes from intentional, congruent action, from being present, from prioritizing real results over just looking good.
We aim to help you gain knowledge quickly, but the real goal is always to get you to question your own assumptions. And hopefully today did that. So for one final provocative thought to chew on, building on this idea that you need to act boldly if anxiety or fear of rejection is what's holding you back.
The CIA actually uses a technique for this. It's called stress inoculation.
Stress inoculation.
It's basically exposure therapy. Instead of trying to get rid of fear, you intentionally find moments of stress in a safe place to train your reaction. You don't freeze when it matters.
So the ultimate shortcut is to prepare your mind and body for the difficulty ahead.
Exactly. You could ask a friend to practice a high-stakes scenario with you, a rejection, a tough negotiation.
So you experience the stress and process the anxiety before the real event.
Right. It builds resilience. It makes it so that when that opportunity or that deep connection finally shows up, you move with that powerful, congruent certainty that attracts success.